Super. What's up? How are you, Ziggy? Are you having a superly, duperly awesome, immensely fabulously, superly great, phenomenally spectacular day? Or is it like one of those alright days? Like one of those days that you're just like, alright, today's the day to be alright. Been waiting all week for the cult. The cult of terrificness. It's a terrific cult. I'm kidding, my gosh. Ah. Give me 1 second. Let me see how that looks. Hello, great night. Super. Try to make sure I got that right. I'm trying something new. Bear with me. I'm getting a pew-pew. You're getting a pew-pew? Well, I've always thought of you as a religious type anyways, so I guess if you ended up getting a pew-pew, then when is service? Let me see if I can. I don't think I can. Is my seat lowered down? Oh, it's not. Where's my water? Get my water. Water. You know it's better than water? Free water. I'm gonna keep you a Second Amendment cult member. I know what you meant. I was having fun with it. My goodness. This doesn't feel like a very cultish, like, chair. Hold on. Right? Took Tony out. See? It's a little better. Now I feel like I have to like sit on my legs. This is not what I expected. No, I know. There. Huh. Promise I'm getting somewhere here. I'll be a neon pink with unicorn and sparkly stuff, and I'll have a voice thing where if you shoot it, it says, "You've been bamboozled." Bamboozled, you say? God, no, please. Ah! I thought he would put Tony on the back of his chair, like some weird ornament. Okay, fine. If you insist, Creep Night. Jesus Christ. Get out of here, Tony. No, please. God, no. You've been requested. Anything but that. I don't want to go on camera anymore. You're like the CPR pimp. I can't take it no more. Is that what you wanted, Creep Night? He's just awkwardly just sitting behind me at all times now. He looks so small, like compared. Distance. Like, look at that. He's like. I feel like, no. I feel like he should be, like, there. Is that better? That's a little bit better. For the rest of Terrific Tuesday, I'll just have him sitting there like I'm talking to him. anyone that comes in, they're going to be like, what the hell am I looking at? Don't worry about it. Keep on going like you typically do. Because if you don't know, then you don't know. Yeah, like, ooh, see? Here we go. I'll do that. Hey guys. Just me and Tony here. Tony! Here, let me see. If that will, oh, that might work better. Oh, it does work a little bit better. There. Anyone that tunes in on Terrific Tuesday are going to be like, what the hell is this about? Don't worry about it. Keep on scrolling. Don't stop here. Don't let the dummikin just get the... Look at this. Into the Tonyverse. See, the colors are affecting me, but they're not affecting him. Come with me, and you'll see wonderful world of wonder. Ooh, hey, it actually kind of looks better without the light. I'll do that. How's that? Does that work? Alright. Enough of Tony for real quick. Bear with me. I actually had something I was gonna... Let there be colors. I was actually gonna talk to you guys about something. Short and super important. Actually, it's not even super important. It's just sincere. So I did that thing where half the time I'm thinking, and then I started thinking to myself even more, and then I started thinking to myself even more, and then I got myself into a conundrum, and then I realized that I was just experiencing an ADHD fit, to which whenever you experience ADHD moments, especially the high ones, and if you notice I'm saying experience, there's a few things that really come to mind. Not everybody constantly thinks all the time. There are some people that have an ability to not think. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that experience is, to not think. Like, even when I'm not thinking and I'm just like in dead space, I'm still thinking. And it occurred to me that not everybody experiences that. Anyways, so which one? That someone's always thinking, or someone there are people that are not always thinking. There are people that can just zone out and not think about anything. Does that make sense? Like, you ever have a moment where you're thinking and then you're like not thinking about anything particular? You're just kind of like staring off into the void of nothing? Okay, so Creep Night has those moments. Can you tell me about those moments? Because I don't understand those moments. Even when I'm looking into the void of nothing, even whenever I'm having a moment that is very... I'm still thinking. So how would you be able to describe that, if you could? Like, where does your mind go? Yeah, like, I get... So, right, so it's like you turn your brain off, but... What do you do with your brain? Like, what are you thinking of, or what is conscious or cognitively functioning if you're not thinking about something? It's like watching brain rot videos. Even when I watch brain rot videos, I'm still thinking. It occurred to me that I'm never not thinking. Even when I was a child, even when I was younger, I'm always thinking about something. Where does your mind go? Like, mentally, where do you mentally go? Right, it's hard to explain, so could you please try to explain it? The best that I could think of is this type of scene. Like, bear with me. You stop thinking, and what are you? Like in your mind? Are you just doing nothing? But even doing nothing, you're doing something. So when you're thinking, are you thinking of like absolutely nothing? You never just block out everything and just stare into space? I space out all the time and I stare off into space. But my mind is still like, I know it's still going 90 to nothing. Even when, like, the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I'm like, even when I'm sleeping, I can remember my dreams. And it's funny too, because it's like you have this conversation, and that's not necessarily the experience everyone else experiences. So then I started thinking about, well, what exactly is this thing that we call the human experience? Which I have written books or pages and notes over what the human condition is or what the human experience is of being, yeah, but what exactly are we? Like, I know this is a deep philosophical, like, question, but what are we? Sure, we're human beings, we're energy. We didn't come into this world, we came out of it. You don't say an apple tree came out of this world. You say an apple tree came from this earth and from this world. And we did too. Whenever we give birth, we are no different than a tree producing an apple. And sometimes you have really great apples and sometimes you have rotten apples. But if a tree had nothing but like great apples and no rotten apples, then how would you know what a great apple was? Which goes back to the contrast. Yeah, no, I know that we're everything and nothing at the same time. Unless we're aliens, which is to be debated. But bear with me, like, whom are you? It's that's Alice in Wonderland. Whom are you? Who are you? And you're like, well, I'm Jeremiah. Well, what the hell's a Jeremiah? Because I talked to another Jeremiah, and he looks nothing like me. And he's not an ear management specialist. He calls himself Dr. Dirt because he works in landscaping. But he doesn't look like me as a Jeremiah. He looks like a completely different Jeremiah. Like, we have these names and we have these titles. But what exactly are these names and these titles in the first place? And then we get busy and we get distracted doing things. And the things that we do are questionably worthless. We are celestials. We bow down to the great Jeremiah. You're funny, Amy. But you know what I mean, though? You look into the world and it's like you're trying to accomplish what? You're trying to gain what? I'm in preacher mode now. Where is William? Yeah, where is William? William's off doing his own things. Which is kind of funny, right? Because we had this whole like conversation earlier, William and I. Let's see if we can get William on the line. Hey, William. Let's see. Hold on. He said, give him a few minutes. Give him a few minutes. And mention the water bottle. Yes. And mention the water bottle. Bear with me here. So the reason I'm getting into all these questions is because I'm looking around our society right now, and we're all just keeping busy. We're all just shaking hands and looking busy. We're not doing anything substantial. Nothing we do is substantial. And it's kind of the coolest feeling in the world. It is kind of relieving. It's a relieving feeling that we are not substantial. We are nobodies. And I liked the feeling. I had a client that we were talking about did you hear about the Minnesota shooting? I'm not sounding rude, but no. Did you hear about the Great Orgasm? I heard it was a banger. Why do we focus on the negative? See, it's funny because I mentioned that because we want to talk about the shootings, but we don't want to talk about how our society, you, me, and everybody, are to blame. We are letting people down. For someone to want to go off and to do such an atrocious act, well, this is my take on all shootings. Not once do I ever blame the guns. Oh, of course. Because negative energy seems to power the good for some reason. Absolutely. Be for yourselves. Yeah, but you're telling me, it is the people. I believe it's 100% the people. We let the shooter down. See, if someone goes off and they have some type of egregious act, like they want to go cause harm. Hey!
Hi.
One of the questions I got was from Ziggy, and he said, did you hear about that Minnesota shooting? And I said, no. And I said, I waited for a moment, and I said, did you hear about the Great Orgasm?
Yeah, it was very relieving.
I heard it was a banger. Going back to the shooting, though, I don't ever blame the guns. I blame us. I blame the society.
Yeah.
We let people down. You're telling me that there's not signs of someone suffering some mental health, like, complications? And what the difference is we don't have time or compassion when we see someone suffering to stop for a moment and say, hey, William, are you okay?
The thing is, people do this every second of every day.
Correct.
There's a mental health, every few seconds there's a mental health crisis?
Yeah, but we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about the things that sell.
Sorry, you can ignore it all you want, but then when the powder keg gives, it gives.
Right. And that actually is what actually really happens. So, like, it's funny because Creek Knight said, they're talking about the shooter, says guns don't have emotions, humans do. Guns don't hold grudges. It's like people who shot Creek Knight's window out. We are failing our society. We are failing each other. We are failing our friends, we are failing our family, but we don't have to. And that's the cool part. That is not just the cool part, but that is the most reassuring part, is we don't have to fail each other. At any moment, you, me, and everyone in between could reach out to someone that we know that might need some extra support and say, hey, how are you? But what happens is when we were in that position, nobody reached out to me, so why would I help you? If you don't want an eye for an eye, William, if you don't want to help me when I needed it, why the hell would I help you? And then we fester it up and we hold it up and we hold it up until one moment it just explodes. And then we go, my God, we should have really restricted the way of them to cause harm. If someone's going to cause harm, someone's going to cause harm.
It's, how do I put it? you look at the statistics of shooters and everything else, and people get ran over by vehicles every day. Do vehicles come with warning labels? No. There is no restrictions. You don't even have to do a background check to buy a car in the United States.
See, don't focus on the tools. Focus on the road. Focus on the mission. Focus on how we talk to people. For God's sake, we're awful, okay? As human beings, we have been pretty pitiful for the last couple of years. We've been rude to each other. We've been mean to each other. We don't give each other grace. We don't give each other patience.
No, we're like this. I think
Good to see you, Morning
yesterday.
Queen. You what?
Yeah, yesterday we had a 3-day off weekend.
You did.
And I was out doing grocery deliveries. And as I was driving and coming around in Walmart's parking lot, there was a gentleman doing this under. And I happened to look up at the time and stop. And he walked right out in front of me, and he never stopped. He didn't realize in 2 seconds his light was going to end.
Were you upset with him?
Shit, wish he would have paid attention. But
Well, okay. Let's say that you didn't have William's patience. Let's say you got really angry. Someone walked in front of your car, William. That should make you mad, right? What if his mother was dying and he knew he was going to go stay at the hospital? So he was at Walmart and he's frantically texting his sister or brother, and he just stopped at Walmart because he can't go back home, and he had to go get a few items because he knew he was going to be in the long haul at the hospital. And then let's say that you found out about what was actually going on. You never know what someone else is going through.
No.
And if someone's going to do something, they're going to do it. If someone's going to harm someone or themselves, they're going to do it. If someone's going to cheat or lie, they're going to do it. If someone's going to give in to their temptations and their addictions, they're going to do it. There's not one damn thing that you, me, or anyone else can do or say that is going to convince another human being to not act on their actions. But you know what does? Being present for others. Shutting the fuck up and just listening, saying, hey, you got the floor, I'm here. It's safe, we're safe, I got you.
You know, it's kind of funny, a lot of people don't realize this. I've seen a gentleman that looked like he could be like a high school coach or something like that. This pure like dad, husband, just like an all-around good guy. Walk into a facility and say, hey, I don't know what I need to do, but I'm 2 seconds from taking that final step over the edge. I need help. You don't know what people are going through.
You don't. Hey, you shouldn't judge. You should not judge anyone ever. But it's easy. It's easy to judge. So that is a conundrum. It is easy to get caught up in your own bullshit that you don't give the allowance for other people's bullshits. There has to be a tolerance point. Now, I am not saying that you should ever disrespect or let someone else disrespect your own boundaries, but you should put it in accordance to where maybe someone's not having a great day, and maybe, just maybe, they need a little extra patience. But if you don't have any more patience to give, well, there lies the problem.
Well, going back to the main topic, so you haven't heard much about this shooting, correct?
No, I typically, whenever it comes to world politics, I feel very, very...
Hang on. There's more than just politics here, so hang on. Oh, let's look at the whole scope, and it's exactly what you're touching on. I don't think you realize you're checking boxes as you go.
You know what's crazy? You know what's really actually crazy? If I am touching on boxes, I'm actually just, from what I know from statistical shootings and from crimes of the sort. Did you hear about the stabbing in the United Kingdom?
Oh, that happens all the time.
Oh, really?
Yep, all the time. This this one was if I'm not mistaken, it's the Catholic school shooting. And the lead up to that was, not only was this person already having mental issues, but also they just went through a serious breakup.
Okay, let's keep score here. A serious breakup, and they already had known mental health issues going on?
They had known issues. They were also, it was so bad that they were being prescribed these identity changer pills.
Okay. I like focusing on some facts.
Yeah.
If you went to a party and you had a friend that was intoxicated and they were very confused, would you sit them on the couch and leave them alone?
Absolutely not. That is negligent.
Okay, it's negligent. Why do we do that for our friends and family that are going to a similar type of confusion or discombobulation? Regardless of the what got them there or exactly like the details, if someone is already suffering, and I don't care, suffering through whatever, would you, at the proverbial party, leave your friend that's confused sitting on the couch and saying, hey, don't do anything stupid?
No, but the mental health institutes these days sure do it.
So, reading some of the comments, Creek Knight says, it's life. What will be the future is not ours to see. I agree, but we have to shape the future that we'd like to see. I remember, Ziggy said, I remember going to school in a small farm town in Minnesota and had guns in the farm trucks and staff during hunting season. Not one person did a thing. Oklahoma actually had the same. I actually remember a teacher having a shotgun posted in the back of his truck. I had a car almost back into me today while I was walking to the nursing home to visit my mother. I got irritated for a moment. Also, was someone left their car door wide open and no one was around. I shut the door and I was worried someone would steal the car. No guns, just knife crimes. I'd stay by the side. I'd make sure that they got home, and I would protect even if it meant dying. So see, there's one choice you have to make. If you see your proverbial friend that is confused, or even a colleague, or even a family member, you get to choose. Do you stay or do you abandon them? And if they do something stupid, are you going to take the responsibility and take ownership and say, hey, I didn't have anything left in me. I'm sorry.
You know, in today's society, you know, what you're talking about, someone will say, hey, take this bottle of this stuff here. It's going to help you out, and come back in a couple weeks and we'll talk to you some more.
Well, here's actually a crazy thing. Did you know statistically, whenever it comes to shooters, do you know what's the number one driver of why people actually commit heinous crimes?
Mental health.
What is the end goal?
Right now, it's kind of
Anger. So this is where I'd come in. Anger and rage, which translates to hurt and rejection, which translates into, if I do this heinous crimes, you'll see me now. If I do this act, you'll pay attention to me now. You'll hear me. You'll see what I was going through. You'll feel the hurt I was feeling.
It was in the manifesto too. Just exactly that.
So then at what point as a society will we take responsibility and we'll take ownership and say, I dropped the ball. We should do better?
That's a good question. I mean, I know what mine and your answer is, but as society as a whole, I do not know.
Who is a society, Will? When you say society, who are you talking about? You and I are society.
Yeah, we're a part of it.
Yes. So the change starts with you and me and everybody watching this.
Exactly.
This isn't a left or right thing. This isn't a red or blue thing. This isn't a green or gray. This isn't a black or Jew or white or Asian. This isn't an Italian or German. This isn't a Christian or Muslim or Jewish thing. This is a human thing.
An American thing.
It's not even an American thing. It's not even a Chinese thing. It's not even a European thing or African or it's not. It's a human condition. We need to get better as humanity, as society.
Yep. And that's, if you look at, how peer support started over here with me, it started what I think a lot of people who view these right now the last several weeks with us and Truth Tuesday or the TikTok or whatever in general. This all started out of this right here. What me and Jeremiah's talking about right now. This is how was the final turn for me to get started in this.
Wait, what got you started in peer support?
It is, saying enough's enough. Nobody in the industry to do anything to take ownership of the problem, to find a permanent solution for these issues.
William, how did we meet?
We met in the belly of the monster.
Well, how did we meet?
We met in basically a juggernaut of a mental health industry that is
bullshitting you. It was bullshitting you. It was.
Hey,
It wanted you to be reliant on it.
Yeah. It was the monster. That's why I call it the belly of the beast.
I like that. And here's the crazy part. In a lot of ways, because there's mixed views on this. The only way that we help another person is by helping ourselves.
Yes.
It's very reasonable to say that the way that William and I's friendship started was actually us saving each other. It was a sound wall saying, "Does this sound crazy? If I sound out of line, can you let me know?" Nope. That sounds reasonable. That's what I was looking for. How can I do that? What do you mean? How can you do that? You can do that as soon as you realize you can do that. Peer support.
Yeah.
Nobody told me that. Nobody told you're better. When do you get better? You get better the moment you say, "I'm better."
Yep. I'm well. I'm happy.
I'm okay today.
I'm okay.
I might not be okay tomorrow, but I'm okay today.
Yeah. Well, you got to take it one day at a time too. I'm okay today. I'm okay tomorrow. I'm okay. It's a stair-step process.
And when someone shows a consistent line of that, that's the moment you should encourage that person to go help the next person.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
No.
But we're fed up. We're tired. I don't want to give any more of myself to someone who's not going to appreciate it, who's someone that's not going to thank me for it, for some XYZ, whatever the reasons may be. They're not better. They lied to themselves.
And once you lie to yourself, that's when you fall back into the same lie. I'm going to use your analogies, Jeremiah.
Go for it.
It's, what's Satan good at?
Okay. Yes. Our conversation earlier was, it actually got me fired up.
Good.
So William has always had this I don't know. Do you mind if I tell my version?
Yeah. Hang on. Kendall says on pause on her end. Hey, anybody who is watching my channel, can you please tell me? Oh, never mind.
Okay.
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 So go ahead.
There will be so Creek Night. There will be if you want to see change, be the change. Yes, which is where Red Nose Wellness is. Be the change you'd like to see. There will be days you're not, and that is okay. Trust yourself, or dust yourself off and try again. The minute you decide that you want to change or be better, you are. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So conversation, William and I earlier today. William has decided to give another go in learning how to code, which I'm obviously, whenever it comes to knowledge or it comes to technology, I'm all for. And what was the question that you asked me? We were on the phone. What did you ask me?
I asked you specifically because, I was starting to get nervous if I was going to land flat on my face again at the starting line. And I asked you, am I my biggest critic? Or how did I word that? It goes part of, am I my own critic? Am I shooting myself in the foot?
Yeah, yeah, it was something like, am I my biggest critic or something of the sort? And I said,
Absolutely.
Or is it bad that I am hypercritical of myself?
Yeah, some of that nature.
And I was like, you will always be your biggest critic. Create Night says we are our worst enemies. And then we got into this analogy that I mentioned to the devil. How does the devil work? Where does it start? It starts with a doubt in your mind. In relationships. Does he love me anymore? Does he want me? Is he only using me for sex or comfort? Or is he doing this? Am I any good? Does anyone love me? Does anyone care? And we need those affirmations from each other to say, am I crazy? Can you just tell me if I'm crazy? If I'm crazy, I'm crazy. That's fine. Could you tell me? And I made the argument that that's the devil. The devil is the one that puts in your ow. What do you mean by that, Will? Are you sure? You didn't finish last time. You didn't complete it. You're a failure, Will. Oh, every time you start something, Will, but you never finish it, do you? And it comes in the most familiar voice too, our own. The devil doesn't have a special voice. It comes in our own voice. Who are you going to believe more than anyone in the world? Yourself. It's that Elvis Presley song. She looks like an angel. Looks like an angel. She's the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are the devil in disguise. We are our own worst enemies.
I think within the pastor community that I'm in, one of the things that my group talks about is within my church is, the one thing it scares some of us is, everybody thinks, okay, so let's expand on our topic right now a little bit further so you kind of get a bigger scope of what I'm about to say. Everybody thinks of, all the different, mental health, temptations, da-da-da-da-da. You know what the biggest thing is, though? A lot of people don't realize.
What?
When they get hooked on the P word and everything else, they don't realize that sin is beautiful.
Is what?
Sin is beautiful.
Oh, sin is very beautiful. Sin is gorgeous. Sin is, yeah, you think sin is ugly? No. Sin is tempting. Sin is so tempting that it's like just one
bite of the apple. This fruit is so delicious. Why don't you take a...
Come on, just a little bit. Nobody will notice.
Okay.
So it's funny, I'm gonna read something that's from Paul Harvey. You like Paul Harvey?
Now let's see some Paul Harvey.
So Paul Harvey was an old radio host, and he had a story called "If I Were the Devil." Okay, I'm gonna read it. If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. And I would have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. Now, mind you, this story was written back in 1965. 1965, keep that in mind. So I'd set off about however necessary to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I'd whisper that the Bible is a myth. I'd convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I'd confined that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors into how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its own turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have memorizing media, fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I'd encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, and then the schoolhouse, and then the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and defy science. I'd lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I would take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I have killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what will you bet I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as a way to get rich? By the way, what is the Powerball at right now? Okay, anyways. I would caution against extremes in hard work and patriotism, in moral conduct. I'd convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there are no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep on doing what he's doing. 1965, Paul Harvey. Good day? It's
and
not.
Goes back to the thing I said, because the devil was an angel. So yeah, everything's going to be beautiful.
So here's the crazy part, Ziggy. Ziggy said, that's why I want to hide in the woods and leave society. Creep Knight says, let's go back up. Those are my favorite. You could convince everyone you weren't real. The emperor does not like sin, already happening and has been since the beginning of time. Sounds like what's happening right now. That's why I want to hide in the woods and leave society. Now here is my argument for you. Don't hide. Don't you dare hide. How about you stand up and you say, hey, this is my boundary, and you're not going to cross it. And those are my friends, and you're not going to hurt them. And this is what I believe, and I'm not going to deter from it. At what point do you take moral responsibility of yourself and those around you and those who can't speak and you say, enough, I'm done, okay? William,
Yes.
I'm done. And
Let's put out a
just so you know, whomever's watching this, no one's gonna hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you.
Let's put out a challenge to everybody.
What's the challenge for everybody?
So, in Creek Night, yeah, I heard about the jabs about the water bottle, but I have something a little bit more serious that I want to give you guys tonight. I want, especially Creek Night, and some of you guys to go pick up C.L. Lewis's The Screw Tip Letters book.
Oh my God! I remember when you told me about those.
Oh, you guys need to read it. Go, if you are into a good read, if you want to hear it on Audible, it is on Amazon's Audible, but go, I'll give you until next week to get into it, and then I'll ask again what you guys think. But go pick up the book called The Screw Tip Letters.
It's called the Screw Tip Letters. It's by C.S. Lewis. It is 31 letters that are written from screw and correct me if I'm wrong. Screw tape to which is the devil, to his nephew Wormwood.
It's a master demon to his apprentice nephew.
Yeah, and it's over like temptation and sin and the human condition.
But when you get to the very back, and I'm not going to go into much of it because I want you guys to really actually pick the book up and read it.
What's up, Lyle?
When you get to the end of the book, you think it's over. The book is actually not over. It is what C.S. Lewis himself writes that rings still true to this day. The whole entire book was written during World War II.
Right.
And from World War II
What's up, Lyle?
to present day, it's the same thing.
So here's the crazy part, right? And it's funny because I have a viewer right now, Lyle. He's also into mental health and to learning it. Here's the crazy part about our society. Nothing's going to get better until we decide that we've had enough of other people making decisions. If you do not make decisions, other people will make your decisions.
Exactly.
You are in control of yourself. If you are not in control of yourself, then you better damn well put someone that is reasonably responsible in charge of you until you can readjust and recalculate with yourself and say, hey, wait a minute, hold on. Because there are certain simple things that we need. We need sleep. We need to be fed. We need to be in a healthy environment. That is also, that's not just emotional, that's physical. So it goes from everywhere from a dirty place to toxic people to a clean place to healthy people. My mama used to say, if you run around with dogs, you'll wake up with fleas. If you run around with people that are not mentally beneficial for you, you're going to wake up one day with a massive headache and you're going to go, what the hell's wrong with me? I don't feel like myself anymore. Oh no shit, Sherlock.
I got something for you, Jeremiah, on that same deal.
Hold on. Before you say that, my question to end that, it's an open question. What do you think you're doing to your mental health being in a toxic workplace environment just because you need the money?
We'll leave it there and let everybody answer that one. While everybody's answering, let me throw this in there too. Do you know what the architect for a poor person is to become a billionaire?
What? Courage to start?
Too many rich people have given this architect base. And what it is you surround yourself with rich people. You want to become rich, you surround yourself with rich people. Sound familiar?
It does.
Eventually, you'll start talking like them. You'll start thinking like them. and eventually you'll start acting like them. And soon you're creating your own wealth.
What is wealth?
There is the big question, universal question.
Here, no. I have my belief. I think that wealth is subjective to the individual because I can't speak for others. Wealth is not working my entire life until I'm 70, 65, 70, 80 years old, where I'm in a rough shape to where I can't really travel.
Yep.
Lyle, and Ziggy and Creep Night, actually, right there. It's friends and family.
Huh. Yeah.
It's pets. It's quality time. But you have to choose where you put your time and energy. Right now, I'm putting all my time and energy into Red Nose Wellness. Do you think that I permanently, for the rest of my life, want to do Red Nose Wellness? No. I love what I do. And right now, if I'm going to feel fulfilled and I'm also going to make money one way or another, Red Nose Wellness is my vehicle. But ultimately, it's a vehicle to get to a destination for what? And that what is my family. Having the ability to not have my phones, not have to report to anyone, and I can go jump on the trampoline. I can go look at mushrooms in the backyard. And I can, those silkworms that like to put like webs all over trees.
Yeah, bagworms.
I can answer my kids when they ask me what the bagworms are. I can sit down in a lawn chair and I can hear the katydids sing the beautiful songs of summer. I can sit in a chair and I can sit back and relax and I can feel the wind blow through the autumn leaves. I can sit on my porch next to a fire pit and I can feel the cold winds of winter approach. And I can sit there until I can come out of my own little nest egg, until I feel the beautiful rays of spring. That's wealth to me. Fishing with the grandkids. Woolly bears. Writing, writing. I love writing. You what?
I kind of see Creep Night as the type of person that is on the beach with her husband right next to her in a lawn and one of those cabana chairs and writing her next novel.
Maybe. What if you heard that, Creep Night? I'll read your comment. Ziggy said, drinking some shine near a fire.
I just have to turn around and look at that on the TV. Man, that's some strong stuff.
Okay, Creep Night said, I'm not a beach person, but my husband would love the beach. Hold on. Congratulations on your wedding anniversary again, Creep Night. It was last Thursday.
Congratulations.
I think I said something last Traffic Tuesday, but
yeah.
I think those are fantastically wonderful. I think that we should celebrate people's the wins in life.
When do you start telling Sportkeeper of life to quit counting our losses and start counting our successes?
You know what's funny? Who's keeping score?
Right now, it's the people who are surrendered to the devil. So
it's you. It's me. We are the only one keeping score, William. Nobody thinks about you, dude, as much as you think about yourself.
That's true. Oh, speaking of that, going back to what you said earlier at the top of the show, I'm like you. I do not stop thinking.
You don't stop thinking. Okay, so you're not. So yeah, if you're watching this, going back to my ending question because time's almost up, I have the sincere question. If you are a person that can just stare off into space and think about nothing, what the hell is that? How do you do that? What is that? I wake up thinking, I fall asleep thinking, I have dreams thinking. I wake up, I call William, and I tell William my dreams of being a ballerina dancer. What?
I don't know nothing about that. I promise I keep that a secret.
How do you do that?
I'll tell you right now, even if I try to do that, I'll sabotage it.
Oh, it's relaxation. It's relaxation.
Sorry. If I relax, I'm going to sleep, but I'm still thinking.
It's like sleeping with no dream, just blackness.
I'm sorry. My ADD and ADHD will kick in and we'll have a party.
What is that song? You can blame it on my ADD. So.
What is that? I know who that is. Creep Night probably does too. I bet she could ramble off the name of the group and the song. Now you got it stuck in my head. Ah.
I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your money didn't suck. Yeah, it's Terrific Tuesday. All I gotta say is
today it's Tuesday morning, feeling so alive. I'm ready to own it, but in the back of my mind, a thought keeps coming through. Government's trying to control us, telling us what to do. Manipulations, they playing with our minds, but I won't let them bring me down. No, I've decided, gonna dance the dance of freedom, sing a rebel's tune. No matter what they do, I'll have a terrific Tuesday. Hey, hey, it's a terrific Tuesday. Government can try to control, but they can't touch the screw.
woo, woo, woo.
Big Tuesday, Tuesday. Wake up and breathe.
No, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Not again! No! God, no! Please! No!
Anything but this.
Ready? Hold on. Here we go.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for being you. Anyways, either celebrate life or go cry in a fetal position. If you want positivity, then here's your positivity. Tomorrow is pretty certain, unless, knock on wood, something tragic happens. If you want negativity, well, then just watch your evening news.
Yeah.
In life, you get to choose. In life, you get to choose if you're going to look at life halfway full or halfway empty, or just kind of be centric about it.
Is the bottle half full or half empty?
Yeah, and then I grab a pen and I just pop it, and I'm like, ah! And then, well, guess what?
That just went everywhere.
Well, guess what? If I come at you and I'm being negative towards you, do you know what you do?
Oh,
You don't do business with me.
Yeah, that's true.
If someone screws you over, stop doing business with them. They're bad company.
Yep.
If someone's rude to you, do you expect them to just not be rude to you? What's up, Erica? Hey. Like, we kind of do it to ourselves, man.
Nope.
Yo,
And with that,
thank you for being you. You guys are fantastic. Stay fantastic. Bye. Look, it's TikTok. I have to say bye to them. You guys are still my priority. Hell. Look, in life, you get to choose. That's the best thing. Is you get to choose. You get to choose if you're going to have a good day or if you're going to have a bad day, or if you're going to let your circumstances get the best of you, or if you're going to overcome them. And that's the best thing about free will. And I'm very grateful that we have it. And I'm very grateful for you watching. Thank you for watching this. You are fantastic. You're wonderful. I'm sorry I didn't have a guitar or more of Tony. But I think it was a good, terrific Tuesday. All right, if you're still watching this at 62 minutes, I got something planned for next Tuesday. So stay tuned. All right, bye. Thank you for being you.